Welcome all the sports fans to another edition of MNBL basketball. I'm the Dudster, Nestor Dudley, along with Jim Foley. Him and Elijah Feldman are the new voices of the MNBL. And I saw Elijah again tonight.
You said Elijah again. Never fails.
Anytime there's a mic in my face, I say Elijah.
Never
His name
fails.
is Elias. I mean, and Jim can vouch. I picked up Jim at Malden Station. I was calling him Elias.
That's
Elias.
right.
But I did tell Jim when the mic gets to my face, I want to put a J in his name and call him Elijah. I don't know
Don't
why.
look at the mic. Don't look at the mic. Look straight ahead. Just hold the mic up. Look at the action. Say Elias.
Elias.
Hey. Alrighty.
Excuse me, I'm just gonna grab my little snack, my snacks that are in here that are in here illegally. And Joe Armstrong representing the Lakers behind the camera. And Joe, you can hear us all right through the headsets? We got audio, we got video, and we got a ball game.
All right. And right one possession into the game, we already got our second jump ball.
Boys are coming out hustling. In yesterday's non-cable cast game, the Pistons did come up on the short end of the stick against the Kings. Oh, and my phone's blowing up. Maybe it's Elias. Can't be him. He don't know my number.
Hawks win the tip. They'll take it down to the offensive end. It's stripped right away by Garner. He'll move up the left side to the basket for two. Pistons take the lead right away, 2-0. Hawks bring it up court quickly. Quick jump shot from the baseline, no good. Pistons rebound. Ahead to Garner. Garner cuts through the middle, takes it right to the basket again. No call, no basket. Hawks with the rebound.
Jonathan Monroe, point guard for the Hawks.
Great inside look to Lou there. Lou is all by himself.
Lou should have used the glass. That was very dangerous when you're that close. The glass is your friend.
Meanwhile, Kevin Barry for the Pistons, number 56, throws it away. Stolen, but the Hawks throw it right back to him. Barry will get a second chance. Put it up, no good.
Steve Sands was hacked in the act.
And the hack comes from Jace Carl, his first team first. Coming into this action, the Pistons are 4-7 and the Hawks are 1-8. Pistons yesterday lost to the Kings, while the Hawks lost to the Celtics, two good teams in the league.
The top two teams, and the Pistons are on with yesterday's loss, I believe that's a 5-game slide.
The free throws are made and it's a tie game 2-2. Actually, no free throws are made. Ball's all over the floor. Hawks fight for it and they get
the first down.
3 ball, no good. Pistons look to throw it right away. Craig Garner cuts through the middle once again. That's how he do. Ball goes out of bounds. They're saying it goes back Hawks' way.
Yesterday, Craig Garner had a tough offensive game, missing the entire last weekend. He was very rusty, and if he scored 4 points yesterday, I'd be surprised. I don't remember seeing one basket.
Now Garner was coming into this weekend. He was second on the team, averaging 14.3 a game.
What I like about the Pistons is they played a half-court offense, and when Garner and Barry are on the same page, that this Piston team can do some damage. But they're definitely a 1-2 punch. One really needs the other.
Well, you saw just there, Barry passing ahead to Garner. Garner nearly threw it away. Here you see Barry at the top of the key. Garner tries to shoot a 3 ball. It drops.
Let me tell you, the Pistons are not a good outside shooting team, and that's the first 3 made by someone on the Pistons other than Barry.
That's right.
See, I know that because I do my unofficial stats.
Hawks get a second chance here. Lou, ball on the arc. No good. Ball fights all over the place. Hawks come up with it again. All over the rim. 4th chance, 5th chances. Finally, there's a foul.
They just cannot get it to finish. And Jace Kyle came up with a loose ball, but instead of shooting the three, could have taken a couple steps in and laid it off the glass. I think the problem with the athletes on this level here, Jim, is that they all want to stand beyond the arc where everything is three, but they need to pound it in down low. The game of basketball, Jim, is inside out, not outside in.
Certainly understandable with these kids at a young age. This three-point line is far out for these kids.
A lot of them, I mean, you know, obviously the best free throw shooter in the league this year is Bobby Skane of the Celtics. He's dropping them like ice cream. He takes a lot of shots, too. He does have a fairly decent three-point percentage. But if you're not Bobby Skane, everybody else is just somebody just jacking up threes.
And also when you shoot the three ball, it doesn't allow your team as well of a chance to get an offensive rebound, because the further out you shoot it, the further out it's going to bounce right off the rim. Other team can pressure right back the other way, and you won't be ready for it.
And another bad thing about shooting the three ball, as you like to put it, is that these players here think it's automatic. They start trotting the other way, so they're taking themselves out of any type of offensive rebounding situation.
Very true.
With all this knowledge, I wish I had a team here to coach. I might do pretty well. Then again, I might not.
As we come back from the timeout, Generazio will shoot two with his team down three.
Knocks down the front end of two.
Ball rims out. Pistons throw it right back to him. And once again, Generazio being well aware of where the ball is, running right after it and going straight to the basket once again, not giving the Pistons enough time to set their defense, and in turn he gets fouled.
Jim, what we haven't talked about thus far is that Paul Conrad, the head coach for the Pistons, is not in the house. He is at a comic book convention. He has a table. He sells comic books as one of his jobs. And Coach Conrad, yes, they told me that he wasn't going to be here. A team always plays differently when their head coach is there versus when their head coach isn't here.
We've seen that several times this season. We've seen that with the Celtics. We've seen that with, I believe, the Lakers at one point when the assistant coach was out having his surgery and the teams struggled.
Also seen that with the Bullets, the defending Neighborhood League champs. When Steve Wright is not here, they are a different played team.
Hawks break on the right side. Inside look, tipped away. Carl. Garner pushes ahead for the Pistons. He'll go up and under, hits nothing.
Nope,
Hawks 2-on-none. Let's see what they do here. Smart choice there, just taking it himself.
I'm going to say he had a touchdown. Sometimes they're just wide open and they just blow the bunny, and that's never a good thing. It usually makes the highlights, too, on around the rim.
Well, that pass might have made the highlights, too, right there, under the legs behind him. Garner comes up with the loose ball. Passes it inside to Washington. Washington up, and he's fouled. The foul is on the floor. There is no shot. Foul's on Kevin Liu. That's his second on the Hawks. Pistons will inbound underneath the basket. Score is 6-5. Hawks with the early lead with about 3:30 left in the first quarter.
That is Marcus Bailey.
Bailey in the game, number 23 for the Pistons. Garner wants it, instead throws it inside to Washington, who will throw it up, no good. Ball nearly goes out of bounds, saved by the Hawks. Lou pushes up the floor. Nearly loses the dribble, saves it.
That's Terrence Nolan.
Nolan goes all over the rim, no good.
He went around the rim on that one.
Yes, he did.
Didn't score.
Barry just inside the 3 line. Foul on the rebound.
They're going to call on Charles Washington. Charles Washington is the dirtiest dozen of them all.
That's right, coming into the game, he's had 38 fouls.
And I believe he only had 3 yesterday, which is very good for him.
Good defense by Barry, tipping it out of bounds. He's setting his defense, telling them to set up a 2-3.
Weebit Lahens. They're keying in on Nolan. They're double teaming Nolan. Nolan, first-year sophomore. A candidate for Rookie of the Year.
To the basket. Trying to find help. Can't find any. Pistons swarm the ball, and Barry will push it up. He'll have to back out. Barry over to Garner. 3 ball from the baseline is long.
They are not a good outside shooting team, and if Paul Conrad right now, he'd be going out of his skull.
Well, as you mentioned, he's not here, and he can't say anything about it.
He could just watch that videotape in disgust.
That's right. Washington spins, takes it. Garner rips it right out, and a jump ball will be called. Great job by Garner there. Seeing the ball was loose, going right for it, trying to rip it away, and he could get his team possession back if he wins the tip.
Jim, let me tell you, we've always played a complete 10, and the Hawks are hanging. They're up by 1, 6-5.
The Hawks had a great win, I believe it was last week, where they got their first of the season.
They beat the Bullets last week. Oh, he was tackled.
So now that they know they can win a game, they're not afraid of the middle teams, and the Pistons aren't necessarily an upper echelon team. They're only 4-7 at this point in time.
They are 4-7. There's a couple of games that they lost that they probably shouldn't have lost, but you know that's how the ball bounces. What you have to realize is that any team could beat any other team in this league. I mean, a team like the Hawks can upset the Celtics. The likelihood's very slim, but it isn't none.
Lahens picks up the foul. Charles Washington, number 16 for the Pistons, is at the line.
I think the only thing that this Piston team doesn't have is they don't have someone who's a legit outside shooter. I mean, they play that half-court offense, which is fine. They certainly have a lot of beef down low. You know, when they're shooting little 8 to 10-foot jumpers, they are on point, but when they try to go out to 12 feet and beyond, they usually do not bang them down. You know, they actually have 2-point guys. They have Craig Garner, who usually handles the rock. Dion Bailey, not Dion Bailey, his father's name is Dion. Bailey.
Marcus Bailey.
Marcus Bailey right here. Also has nice handles.
Just like that.
Just like that. So the only thing that this team really doesn't have is a legit outside shooter. If they had a legit outside shooter, that could open up the inside game on the O even more.
Do you think Coach Conrad will develop one of his current players into an outside shooter, or he'll look to the draft for that next year?
He might look to the draft next year. I mean, the good thing about Bailey is that Bailey is a sophomore, so if he got like a nice little outside shot, that would be a bonus. But Paul Conrad will probably look for an outside shooter next year because his biggest weapon is Kevin Barry, who is a senior. Craig Garner is a junior, so Garner's coming back. Wilhot's a senior, so Wilhot will be gone. Garner's a senior? Oh, okay, I just been corrected because I've been told all season that he was a junior.
You mentioned Wilhart. He was just entered into the game earlier. A couple minutes ago, he just made a basket for his team, putting them up 10-6 with a minute left in the first. Inside look, tipped away. Hawks get it right back. Jump ball.
Oh, jump ball. He was lucky that was a jump ball. Could have called a violation on that.
One thing I've seen about this league is there's more jump balls than I've seen in any other league.
When you play high school and stuff like that, they go by the possession rule. Now, the MNBL did adopt the possession rule one season. I can't remember what season it was, but all the coaches hated it. You did all that work to tie up the ball, and then you just give it away if it wasn't your possession. They shot that down miserably.
I guess the league you could compare it to most would be the NBA.
Yes.
And
you
the
know,
NBA certainly doesn't do it. They'll call a foul on anything.
yes. I just think that you take away from the game of basketball if you go by the possession rule. I mean, on certain levels, you know, if it's youngsters and you're trying to teach them how to play the game, then yes, the possession rule. But certainly when they're of high school age, if they're going to work, they need to be rewarded with the opportunity to retain possession. And plus, from a coaching standpoint, how could you really set forth strategies to tie up the ball to just give it away? But hey, those high school coaches are better coaches than I am, because I couldn't live like that.
Meanwhile, Barry's at the line. He was hacked on a breakaway. The Hawks will most likely have the last possession heading into the end of the first quarter, as there's just under 17 seconds left on the clock. They'll take their time here, bringing it up court.
Nolan.
One last shot if they hurry. And they don't. First quarter over. Pistons have a 4-point lead, 12-8.
Been a while since the Hawks have put any points on the board, but the Hawks are still hanging with this team. And when you're playing a team that isn't as talented as yours, you want to try to put some distance. You cannot have a team hang around close to you. I know we only talked about 10 minutes thus far, but you really have to try to build a lead, because if a team hangs around close to you, when it comes down to crunch time, anything can happen. Anything can happen.
So who's in the huddle right now as the fill-in interim coach?
Well, Howard Jones, the gentleman with his back towards us, I would think that he would be the interim head coach.
He does have the clipboard in his hand.
So it'll be Howard Jones. Anthony Guerrero, the youngster who looks about the same age as these players, actually graduated about 4 years ago. He was on the 2003 championship team as a senior. In 2001, which would go down to probably the best finals ever, the Pistons did lose to the Kings, but scored 66-60. Back then it was an 18-game schedule because the Hawks were not back into the league yet. And that meant every team played every other team 3 times as opposed to twice. Pistons came in first that year. The Kings came in second. During the regular season, the Pistons swept the Kings all 3 games. But when it came down to the big dance, the Kings beat the Pistons in 20-1 to hang their first and lone banner to date.
Back for second quarter action, Jim Foley alongside Nestor Dudley, in for Elias Feldman.
Jim, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing that I know so much about the past.
I'm not here to talk about the past.
There you go. Here to stay positive about the future.
Barry from the right side, airmails it. Hawks settle their offense. They want to go inside, instead it's stolen away. 2-on-2 break. Hawks try to throw it off the Pistons, play it go out of bounds. Instead the Pistons hold on to it. They can't get a good shot off. Hawks bring it up court. Number 2, Morose. Inside look. 3 ball is good.
It was ill-advised, but he knocked it down. Putting the Hawks back up by 1, 13-12.
Bailey nearly loses it, retains possession. Gets help from Barry. Barry looks to shoot it inside. Has the shot disrupted.
He was looking for a foul on that, Jim.
He was hit from behind. They wanted another 3 ball, but it just doesn't go this time.
They got to lay off that. They just got to pound it in down low.
Nolan does lead the team with 13 threes heading into this weekend, however.
But he shoots a lot of them.
Bruce picks up his second. That's 6 on the Hawks. Bailey misses his first free throw. He'll get another. In for the Hawks, Jace Carl. Hits the second, ties the game, 13 apiece. Nolan at the top of the key. Generazio has it lost out of bounds. Hawks retain possession.
Good idea trying to go in down low, but he should have faked.
Sometimes just a little hesitation will cost you. Inside jump shot, good by Terrence Nolan.
And we just talked about it. Nolan faked the pass in the middle, went up strong. Nice.
Kyle Rufo has it stripped away. Pistons will keep the ball. Rufo bounce pass inbound to Barry. Barry is fouled. Got the call that time.
I don't know. That looked clean to me.
It might have been a makeup for the previous play.
Yeah.
Barry definitely gets to the line a lot. I mean, coming into this weekend, he's been to the line he's at least shot the free throws 34 times to lead his team.
That means that he's down low doing work. Wow, Kyle Rufo, concentration right there.
That's how you clean up the trash. Leads right back to him, 16-15. Hustle play right there just to get the jump ball. Jace Carl.
That's what I'm talking about. If it's high school, he could have did all that, and then the ball could have been given to the Pistons. And that would have been a bummer.
He'll have to jump with Rufo here.
Out jumps Rufo, but knocks it right to the Pistons.
That's right. He's probably not used to jumping all the time. Here comes Morose. Monisser, fresh in the game, picks up his first foul already. That's 4 on the Pistons. Once again, 3-ball, no good. Ball bounces all over the place. Pistons have a 3-on-2 break.
Washington is not a dribbler.
Washington, in turn, gives it up to Garner. Garner fadeaway. You don't often see the fadeaway on a breakaway.
Yeah.
When you got the other team running, take it right to them. They can't set and get the charge.
Well, Washington should have did, because Washington's not a dribbler. He should have given it up to Garner immediately. Garner was right next to him on the fast break. Give it up to Garner. Go down low, and Garner would have hooked you up. He would have hooked you up.
Thing was, they were right next to each other, which makes it hard. You want to spread out that fast break so the defender isn't able to defend both of you at the same time.
They're making them tuck their shirts in, which I don't blame them. They're starting to look sloppy out there.
Skip pass. Goes baseline. Stolen away by Washington. Washington gives up to Garner. Garner pushes up. He'll look to take it himself. Instead, bounce pass to Rufo, who goes glass.
Nice. Garner's very unselfish with the ball, and that's what you want out of your point guard.
Well, we didn't see too much of that, in fact, in the first half of this season. He's probably learned that heading into this second half push. There's Barry for 2. Increases his team's lead to 5.
That was actually a good pass by Mao Monisser, because he's been known to miss open bunnies. Third-year senior. If the Pistons score here,
Again, he gets it up.
I know the Hawks have to call a timeout. Right now, Bernardo Stroud right now, he's making the gas face because, you know, enough's enough when Mahomes are coming down and scoring on the fast break. Your Hawks, you got to call a timeout. You have to put a stop to that. With 4 minutes and 1 tick left to go into the half, Pistons up 22-15.
These last few minutes have been all Pistons, Nestor. They've gotten turnovers, they've gotten rebounds, they've gotten fast break points.
That's what they need to do. Uncharacteristic is this team because this team once again relies on the half-court offense. But, you know, they threw a little wrinkle there in their arsenal. And as you said, in the fast break and in the open court, they were able to extend this lead. A few minutes are gone. They were down by 2, 15-13. I just heard Bernardo Stroud said that's why I call it timeout, because Monitor came down and scored.
Is it a favorite pastime of yours to talk with your mouth full?
Only when I'm hungry. Once I finish this bag, I'll be all set.
Offensive rebound, Chase Carl. Garner distributes once again. Pistons lose it out of bounds. Monitor was trying to play dumb that he had it tipped away, but it was certainly lost right off the pin. Quick inside look, Carl had his chance, didn't take it. Lucky Lou got the ball. He'll take a 3 from the top of the key. Hawks, once again, get a second and third chance.
And then once again, they're shooting threes.
They hit that time.
But still.
That was Generazio for 3. Stop and pop, rolls all over the rim. Washington cleans up the trash. We haven't seen too many defensive rebounds.
No, all offensive glass.
24-18 Pistons. Hawks with possession. Trying to move the ball around.
That was a nice look
to Carl.
Kicks out to Generazio.
To Generazio. Generazio can't hit. Hawks, once again, as we mentioned, are getting the offensive rebounds. They just need to create and execute. Once they get those rebounds, they need to get those points. Generazio here just inside the line, short with the ball. Carl cleans up, spin around, no good. Hawks, again, they'll reset here. Maybe they'll take time. No, they won't take their time, and they'll miss the shot. That was number 32, Nolan.
They just couldn't finish. I mean, that was a nice offensive stand, but they got to be able to finish.
Once you get the offensive rebound, there's no need to hurry right away unless you're inside. If you can bring it outside and reset your offense, you have time to do so and find the smart shot.
Taking an ill-advised three-pointer was Kevin Barry.
Nolan, once again, 3-ball no good. Pistons look to run.
Monitor looking to go coast to coast.
He didn't have the numbers. Hawks gave him a lucky foul there.
Yes.
They could have just stood there D.
I think if he had ran coast to coast and made that touchdown, I think you would have seen Bernardo Stroud throw that hat of his. I would have been laughing at him.
His hair might have popped out. C13 Marwin Monitor for the Pistons at the line. Front side of 1-and-1 is no good. Hawks get the rebound. Nolan pushes left side. Stops at the 3-line. Gets it right back. He'll shoot it from the same exact spot and miss from the same exact spot.
He needs to take a couple steps in. 1-on-2.
Barry finds help in Garner. Inside look all alone.
All by his lonesome.
All alone. He was crying. He was so lonely.
Oh, defense definitely broke down on that. that was Sands who scored.
Generazio, 3-ball, no good. Hawks hustle and fight for that rebound. Trying to cut the defense does not work. Garner pushes ahead. Right side, off the glass. Layup is dandy.
Pistons on a run. Increase the lead by 10.
That's right, just under a minute left in this half. Morose is tremendous with the 3-ball.
Nice read by Kyle. Oh, he has to
Find your man, there he is.
He was bailed out on that. He had to look up earlier. Timeout. There's an injury timeout. I think Garner is bleeding. Unfortunate for the Hawks that there's an injury timeout because they were just starting to get into their groove these last coming up to 20 ticks left to go in the first half.
Were you able to see what happened?
No, Garner was cut down here about a possession ago, and he was just like standing around. And the rule is whenever skin's broken and there's blood, you should stop it immediately. What he should have did, he should have let the referee know as soon as he can. But that's actually hard because they were all up on the giddy up. It was fast break action. So, but that's the rule. Once there's any spillage of the blood, stop play, clean it up, get the injured player out, taken care of.
The Hawks break their huddle with defense. They need that here as they're down by 3 points with just over 20 ticks to go in the half.
Get it up, get it up!
Freeman fresh in the game for the Pistons. You see him at the top of the key, number 34. He'll give it up to Barry, who likes to take that shot right on the baseline. Hawks have 3 seconds. They need to hurry, take the shot.
Good if it goes.
Half court, right off of the front rim. And at the end of the first half, the Pistons have a 5-point lead over the Hawks, 28-23.
The red button down here? Down on your hand? Yeah. Okay, you just press it. Now, inside the viewfinder, does it still say record or not? Yeah. Okay, so press it again. You want to...
All right, we're back at halftime. The Pistons have a 5-point lead over the Hawks, 28-23. And the story of this first half have been the 3-pointers. Uncharacteristic for both teams, the Pistons especially. Kevin Barry was the only player on the Pistons coming into this game who's even made a couple threes. You've seen Garner shoot a couple, you've seen Barry take a couple. But the Hawks, they've had, their leading scorer has been Generazio with 12 points. He leads all scorers coming into the second half. We'll see if the teams settle down their offenses and take it to the basket, or if they stay beyond the arc. Stay with us. Second half action coming up right now. And we're ready to start the second half. Hawks will inbound down 5 to start the second half. Nestor, welcome back, my friend.
Thank you. I had to visit the concession stand so I wouldn't have to eat up here in the stands illegally. I think I'm all set for the rest of this game.
All right.
Watch the cut.
Long 2-ball. No good offensive rebounds.
That was a nice athletic rebound, too. Pulls it back out, what he's supposed to do.
Hawks looking for some help. Find it near the baseline. Not really where you want to go. They're looking for someone on the inside. Bounce it away. Garner looks to break. He'll go to the left and is hacked.
And Jay's call, not liking that call.
Despite the foul, the coaches are proud of the way he played that fast break defense.
They didn't think that he fouled, but you know what? If you're going to foul him, make sure he doesn't score. You don't want to put him to the line for the and one.
He wasn't able to score on that shot. He'll shoot 2 here. First one misses, so the foul worked out in his favor, despite the disappointment. Hits the back end of 2, increases the team's lead to 29-23.
If the Hawks can try to turn this into a track meet, they can find themselves, I don't want to say right back into the game, because they are certainly not out of the game by any chance, but these next 5 minutes will go a long way to telling the end of this game. And that's what he did right. He took it to Washington, who's the dirtiest dozen of them all.
That's right. He picks up the blocking foul.
Hands up.
There's a pair and a half of fouls on him. He's just a pair away from being bye-bye.
Hawks doing a great job of distributing the ball, looking for the best shot available.
If they could just lay off those threes now. I mean, they've hit a couple of them, but they certainly don't need to try to live by it.
Inside look right there. Almost works.
That's why you got to go glass.
Rufo, I'm sorry, that's Barry from the baseline. That's his favorite shot. We've seen him do that all season long from either side of the hoop. If he's just inside that three-point line on the baseline, he'll take it every time.
The attempted cleanup is going to be on Washington, and that's going to be 2 pairs on him.
That's right. 4th on Washington. And here comes Rufo right now, looks to check in. You think he'll come in for
He's going to come in for Washington, but you know what? Rufo was 3rd on the dirtiest dozen list. And then Sands is like 5th or 6th.
That's right. Rufo's 3rd with 26. Sands is 8th on the Pistons, in the league that is, with 23.
Coming into this weekend, yep.
Nearly thrown away. Garner saves it and nearly loses it himself. There's Garner from the baseline. This time it's outside the arc.
Oh, Sands! Sands! Very good cleanup. I got to tell you, Bernardo Stroud's looking up to the heavens because Bernardo Stroud had Steve Sands' older brother, Junior Sands, on the team back in 2004. Elected not to pick up his younger brother.
No foul, no foul.
No family love?
No family love.
Wow.
I said, Bernardo, what up with that?
Have him over for dinner or something.
Yeah.
10-point lead now for the Pistons. Just under 6 minutes left in this 3rd quarter here, as the play is stopped on a foul. That's Steve Sands who picked up the foul.
Oh, that's his first.
It's only his first.
He's clean.
Hawks to inbound from underneath.
If the Hawks could just drive the hole and get the Pistons in foul trouble, I like their chances. They're within 10. There's plenty of time to go.
Morose rims out, gets his own rebound, takes it to the baseline, stops and pops. Long shot. Cleanup is good. That's Nolan.
Terrence Nolan.
Nolan's been doing that all game. Ball all over the place. Pistons retain possession. Sands can't hit. Rufo back to Sands. Ball on the floor, they'll call a jumper.
No, it's like this.
In comes Marcus Bailey for the Pistons.
Howard Jones and Bernardo Stroud, friendly banter amongst themselves.
Also in for the Hawks, number 5, Kevin Liu.
He did it again!
Is that the same one?
That's the same one! He did it again! He did it again! He just sees the open court, open basket. It doesn't matter whose basket it is.
Well, fortunately for him, neither time he's actually taken the shot.
No, because Bernardo Stroud's on the floor yelling both times.
I'll run out there and tackle him.
But I can tell you what, while we were chuckling, there was a nice offensive transition. Weebert Lehens inside the paint.
We haven't seen much of Lehens this game.
No, he's been quiet. He got in early foul trouble. I believe he had 2 in the first half. There's going to be a Rufo.
Clear over the back foul there.
That's his first. He's relatively clean, too.
Pistons lead is 33-27. Three ball once again. Can't fall. Hawks retain possession, then nearly throw it right back. Carl stop and pop, no good. Here comes Barry. Barry all by himself.
And they got to play offensive.
Finally, our first charge call of the
He
game.
teed him up. He got teed up. Oh, tells him he's out. He's out of the game. That was 2 tees. He's out of the game.
Was he reiterating the tee, or was he doing back-to-back? We need to clarify
Oh, is that what? Was that 2 tees or 1 tee? 1 tee.
He was just reiterating the technical.
1 tee. Oh. But you know what? I support that call because it was colorful language. It was colorful language. That's what the ref said. I don't want to say what the ref said.
I did read the lips,
Yeah,
yes.
I don't want to say what the ref says because then that'll give us an R rating, and the show will have to go on after 11 p.m. We can't have that. But in any case, he's on the receiving end of a technical for foul language, which I like to see more stuff like that. But right now, the Hawks are going to shoot 2 and possession.
Both free throws are missed. Yet the Hawks, as you mentioned, will inbound from half court.
They had a chance to pull it in within 4. They're still down by 6.
Trying to direct his offense, trying to find somebody inside. You'll see Lehens here, number 13. Back to Carl. Around the everything. Baseline, glass, good.
Jonathan Morose driving lane.
Great shot by Morose there.
And they're going to call on Weebert Lehens. I think that's 3. I think he had 2 in the first half. That's his third, pair and a half. I knew he had 2 in the first half. That's why he sat. I believe he had 2 in the first quarter, and he sat for the rest of the first half.
Oh, you're so smart.
You know, sometimes I'm on my game. See, man, you thought the first half I just spent it just eating those chips and not paying attention.
I never said that. Lou steals it right away, gets it right back to his team. Here's Morose. Resets, trying to call a play. Lehens just inside the line. That 2 ball is good.
Yeah, you saw Javon Walker put up his hand. No, but now he's trying to play it off. Look at he's walking away. He knows that was luck.
Either way, it makes it a 1-possession game. Unless Garner hits this 3, which he doesn't. Coach wants them to hurry.
That was a nice look.
Lou can't hit the open shot.
Got Bernardo Stroud dancing to himself over there.
Inside look to Rufo. He can't handle it. Carl on the floor with the ball, trying to find a teammate.
They got him for traveling.
When you move with the ball while on the floor, that's a travel. Both coaches confirming, yes, it was a travel.
Was a travel. Wilhart
Rejected.
by Lehens.
Wow.
Carl goes the right way, looks up court.
Tie ball game. We're right back at 33 apiece.
They were looking for the and one. Looked like he got pulled from my vantage point, but they didn't get the call. But in any case, 33s are wild. With a minute and 20 left to go in the third.
Marcus Bailey along with the jumper. Kevin Lou with the rebound, trying to look for a teammate, can't find it. Finally, the Hawks get it.
And he's fouled by Craig Garner. Okay, now Kevin Barry doesn't have to sit for this long. He just had to sit for one possession, so they can put him back in. But he's been sitting, and I think, unless they just want to give him give him a quick breather. And but like I said at the beginning of the game, you can't let these teams that you're better than hang around, because anything can happen.
He will get a breather at the end of this quarter, which is just over a minute away as well. That free throw gave the Hawks the lead.
Up by 1, 34-33, with a minute and 11 to go in the third.
A set of ones, if you want to stick with that poker reference. Ball's tipped out of bounds. Hawks keep it inbounds right in front of us. Nolan inside to Carl, turns around quick, doesn't see the hoop very well.
Lou there with a cleanup, and it's either going to be on Rufo or Sands. Rufo. So you have Rufo with 2, who's clean. You have Sands with 1, who's clean, but you have Charles Washington, dirtiest dozen of them all, with 2 pairs of fouls on the bench and a whole 10 minutes to go.
He'll shoot 1 and 1 here, Will Lou.
This Piston team playing differently without Coach Conrad. They've taken way too many outside shots. If I know Coach Conrad was here, he would have nipped that at the bud.
Lou makes 1 of 2. His team has a 3-point lead as we approach the 1-minute mark. Inside bounce pass to Rufo. Rufo looks to get help. Will seek it in Sands. Instead, turnover. Lou pushes it ahead. Baseline jump shot. Long. Goes out of bounds. Right back to the Pistons.
I got to tell you, that was a 3-on-1 situation, and he settled for the outside J. Not good.
Carl with the hands all over the place, steals it, will put it up. Cannot make the free throw. The layup, that is.
They came back to make the jump ball. I got to tell you, everything looked good. He was going the correct direction. Everything looked nice. It was almost a poster.
I said free because it pretty much seemed free. There was nothing in front of him. Though Garner did a good job disrupting him from behind. Even though he didn't foul him, he made sure his presence was felt. Got Carl a little scared, possibly.
That was nice. Terrence Nolan, his game has been described by some as smooth.
Nolan's the leading scorer on the Hawks with 15 a game.
Wow.
Freeman can't get the shot off in time, and that will end the third quarter. Hawks now have a lead of their own, 38-33. Fourth quarter, straight ahead.
The Hawks coaching squad, they're smelling blood. They're out there giving everybody high fives, low fives for the ones that are very tired. And I got to tell you, Jim, I think Barry got that technical, okay? You sit him out. You should only sit him out for that one possession because it's a close game, you know? So he only had the 2 fouls, I believe, that 1 foul and then the technical. So 2 fouls. They took a gamble sitting him on the bench. You know, you got to say 5 points is not a lot, but I think 5 points along with the momentum swing on the Hawks, that equals 10 points to me.
Certainly proved so on the scoreboard. Barry's used to getting a lot of minutes, so I wouldn't be surprised to see if he plays this entire 10-minute fourth quarter.
They're going to need him to. He's on the floor right now. And and Craig Garner, Barry and Garner, they're really going to have to try to tag team this and put the Pistons on their collective backs to come back, because a loss to this team will be devastating, and a loss of this team will probably put them out of madness contention.
Ball goes out of bounds, and you mentioned how the Pistons have been dropping. They've lost 5 in a row.
5 games.
This would make 6 if they were to lose this game. Dropping them, they would remain in the
5th
spot. That's right, because the Lakers, they have quite a cushion over the Lakers, yet they would drop even further from the Sixers and Sonics, and it would seem it would just be the Kings, Celtics, Sonics, and Sixers would have quite the cushion. Most definitely the Kings and the Celtics, as they're well ahead, but the Sonics and Sixers as well, as they have the 3rd and 4th spots respectively.
Yeah, the Pistons are, a 7-game slide that would drop them down to their 8th loss. That certainly wouldn't look good for them to, that would, as far as I was concerned, put them out of the race, out of madness contention. Kyle Rufo with a good cleanup.
The Hawks were nowhere near boxing out anybody on that rebound. Rufo was all by himself.
That was a late whistle, but they got the whistle. That'll be 3 on him, a pair and a half.
Well, once he saw how hard, who was that? Was that Nolan?
No, that was Lehens.
No, I mean on the Hawks.
Yeah, it was Lehens who got plastered.
Number 2.
Oh, it was number 2. So number 2 is Morose.
Yeah, that was Morose. Morose was the one who got smacked. And once he heard how loud that smack was, then he called that foul.
Stop, go ahead. Foul.
In comes Washington for Rufo.
So now you got Washington, who has 4, replacing the man who has 3, with 8 minutes to go. If I'm the Pistons, I would sack Washington 3 more minutes and have them play the last 5 minutes. Have them play during the stop time.
Good defense by the Hawks to strip the ball away. There will be a jump ball called now. Another substitution, this time for the Hawks. In comes number 5, Lou. He'll replace 13, Lehens. Hawks win the tip. Morose breaks the line. He'll try to pass it inside, can't find anyone. I believe he was looking for Lou. Lou thought he was fouled. As a result, Pistons will get the ball back, down by 3 here, with 7 minutes to go in this ball game.
Barry Garner. All he had to do, look up, he had 2. Oh, they threw it away. All he had to do,
trying to be fancy.
All Morose had to do was look up. It was a 2-on-none situation.
That's right, and even when Generazio did get the ball, he did a no-look pass, which was to the wall out of bounds, pretty much.
Yes, basically. And the wall's not even wearing the same colors.
Well, you're right. They're not. They are pretty close to the Pistons, however. Probably closest out of any of these teams outside of the Bullets.
Piston ball.
That's 2 turnovers in a row for the Hawks.
Hawks going to call a timeout.
So 2 fast breaks turn to kaput for the Hawks as they get 2 turnovers in a row, and they can't extend this lead. It's still 3, still a 1 or 2 possession game, still an entire 6:10 to go in this game. Plenty of time. It's been an exciting ball game thus far.
Very exciting ball game. It has all the makings of a game of the week.
A GOTW?
Yes. We gotta come up with you know, the GOTW, the GOTW or whatever. But the game of the week.
I like GOTW.
GOTW. GOTW. Maybe that'll be it.
We do. Now, when does the game of the week air?
The game of the week is on Friday evening, 7 p.m. on Channel 15, Malden Access Television.
Let's go, let's go. 6 minutes, man. 6 minutes doesn't stress your on.
You can certainly see the sweat on Garner now as he takes the pull-up jumper. Garner will try it once again. Will not look for teammates.
It's a track meet now.
Garner deflects it away.
That was a clean block.
Clean block indeed.
Watch the middle, Steven.
Generaggio, that's a deep double.
It'll still work. That increases the lead to 5. Garner to Barry. Barry does what he do on the baseline. Garner tries to clean up. Can't. Ball all over the place. Lou picks it up. He'll throw it ahead. Turns it right back over to the Pistons.
Monitor hits Garner. He's going to settle for all 3 of these.
No hack actually. Yet Lou is able to clean up for his Hawk team.
Oh, these Pistons are on the giddy up now. They're not a fast-paced team. They're playing out of their element.
They want another 3. They're looking to come back quick, and it's not working for them.
On the floor. They got a pile in the paint. There's still plenty of time. We're 35 ticks away from stop time. There's plenty of time for these Pistons. They don't need to. Pistons are playing out of their element. They're trying to rush it. If they're going to turn this game into a track meet, they're going to lose. When this game is out of control like this, advantage Hawks.
And with fouls on the floor, that doesn't hurt the Hawks because they only have 3 team fouls. So they're nowhere near the bonus at this point. Hawks win the tip. Generaggio over to Nolan. Nolan will put it up himself. Can't finish. Jump ball once again.
I can tell you, Washington is playing defense with reckless abandon. I mean, he's not playing defense like somebody who has 4 fouls. He's being very aggressive there, which is probably why he's the dirtiest does them all. Doesn't know how to pace himself. But he's a first-year sophomore. He will learn.
Top ball. Top ball.
A little confusion on the refs. Now that one of them really knew who had it. Of course, the Pistons coach said our ball, and they'll be like, okay, we'll give it to the Hawks.
Yeah. The Hawks are getting all the breaks thus far. And this time, cannot quick pass.
Lou was not even paying attention to that pass, and it was intended for him. Barry, great look. Left side goes Glass. Cuts the lead to 5. His team is down now 42-37. Nolan, baseline, tries to find help. Can't find anybody as the Pistons swarm the paint. Here comes Garner. He'll try to take it himself on a 1-on-3, and he'll commit and execute.
Uses the glass. That's what it's all about. The Hawks need to try to be composed. Maybe try to eat up some clock. Garner finds Barry, who's all by his lonesome. Just like that. 1 point.
That's right, 3 possessions, as you mentioned, 1 point game, 3 possessions in a row for the Pistons. they've gone left side glass and have hit every time, cutting this deficit to 1.
And forcing the Hawks to call a timeout. And Monaco Stroud got that PO look on his face. He saw a 7-point lead dwindle down to 1.
This timeout comes with 2:45 left in this ball game. Nestor, you've seen both teams go on streaks. You've seen both teams let up. Which team has the momentum at this point in time?
At this point in time, you definitely have to say the Pistons have the momentum. When the Hawks was up by 7, coming down to stop time, they should have went into the shave. They were being gunslingers. They were just run and gun. But this is a young team that's not used to having a lead in any point of the ball game.
That's true. Experience does prove vital at this point of the game. This point of the game being less than 3 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Skip pass. Nolan will take the 3 ball and hit.
Ice in his veins. Increases the lead back up to 4, 45 to 41. With 2.5 minutes left to go in regulation.
Barry the floater. Gets his own rebound, spins and takes, no good. Hawks cross the halfway court.
He's a shooter.
Morose stops and pops. Drainage
At the line where everything is free.
Just like that, as we mentioned, you thought the Pistons had the momentum, but the Hawks just slapped it right away from them.
Good timeout called by the Hawks.
That's true. The timeout did slow the pace down. They had possession. They were able to hit consecutive shots, and their lead is 6 right now. It's 47 to 41. It's sort of a low-scoring game.
It is low scoring. I mean, the Hawks are about 7 points above their average right now. And Garner committing his 2nd personal foul.
Yet for the Pistons, they're slightly below.
Okay, we're going to see Steve Sands come out. Kyle Rufo's going to check in for Steve Sands on the request of Craig Garner. He said Steve Sands isn't doing anything, ain't doing a damn thing. He said he's just standing around.
And with that foul, it's a double bonus. So the Hawks will automatically get 2 shots every foul call from now on.
In the double bonus. Hawks are not a good free throw shooting team. One minute and 44 ticks left to go in regulation. Hawks up by 7, 47 to 41. Something with this Hawks, they never know which way they're going. They're winning, they want to give points away.
Here's Garner on a 2-on-2. He'll go left side glass, which he does oh so well.
Lou tried to draw the charge. Didn't happen. Wasn't a good enough acting job.
Go get him.
They should try looking to shave. Oh, he was stripped.
Wow, Garner. Garner was sneaky from behind. The Hawks wasn't even aware he was there. Clean strip to the basket.
If you're the Pistons, you got to stop following them.
And here's another turnover. They have numbers. He'll try to take it himself, but Rufo is right there for the cleanup.
Rufo bailed him out. He should have gave it up to Rufo. He really bailed him out. Down by 1, coming in less than a minute. The Pistons just need the foul.
It's game time now. Nolan up to Morose. Morose can't hit. Tries it once again. Falls down. Here comes Garner once again.
This could be possibly for the game.
That gives them the lead.
And Hawks call a timeout. That's what happened with the young team. I mean, you know, the Hawks coaches are yelling at him. They're yelling at him and all that stuff. Looking at it, instead of yelling at your young rookie like that, because basically the whole team is a team full of rookies and all that stuff, you know, instead of yelling at him, singling him out and saying, what are you doing? What they should have been doing, Jim, for the past couple of minutes is that they should have been yelling, eat the clock, eat the clock. They were up by 7, then up by 1, then back up by 6. That's when you're yelling, eat the clock, make the Pistons foul you. Now, with 31.9 ticks left to go in regulation, the Hawks are down by 1. And I can tell you, Jim, it doesn't look good for them.
Well, you make a good point about the Pistons being in foul trouble and needing the Hawks to be fouled. So what they should possibly do here would take it to the basket and just see what happens.
Absolutely, they got to
certainly don't want to take the outside shot. We've already declared that this game. So take it to the basket, make sure you have numbers just in case you miss, and also make sure you have a guy back just in case the Pistons
for the
go
safety.
on once another break.
Exactly, for the safety.
Because they've done that this entire fourth quarter. They're just running right after they get their possession back. Hawks will have to go the length of the court here with 31.9 ticks left in this ball game.
Throws it away. Lamar
Monteser gets hacked on the blocking foul.
Monteser was hacked in the act.
No matter what the result of this free throw set, it will still be a one-possession game. He can increase it to either 2 or 3. If he makes neither, it will remain a 1-point lead.
All eyes in the league on Monteser. He's at the line, you know his butt cheeks are tight.
Hits the second. 2-point lead. Hawks need to hit here. Morose.
Oh my,
and it ties it up. Tie ball game. 15 seconds to go. Pistons have their chance to win it here. If they don't, we could see overtime.
They got to take their time. They're coming down to 5 seconds now. They got to be smart about it. I think Garner wants it himself.
Garner does want it.
He won the game! And the crowd is over!
Craig Garner wins this ball game for the Pistons. Final score, 52-50. Pistons break their losing streak. Hawks lose this ball game.
I got to tell you, hats off to the Hawks. They played their hearts out. They gave it, the Pistons, all they had. Just a team, the Hawks are, that doesn't have the maturity level to seal the deal and kill the clock a couple of minutes ago. You're the Hawks. You try to build on this loss. I don't think the Hawks play the Pistons again, but you know what, the Hawks, hats off to them. They got a bunch of youngsters on their squad. For the next couple of years, they're going to be looking golden.
Mr. Dudley, thank you for joining me in this exciting, to say the least, ball game.
Yep, Jim, you're the voice of the Neighborhood Basketball League. Go up there, brother. I'm officially passing the torch, or is it the microphone, to you? Okay, can we clear it?
And as mentioned, the Pistons get this last-second victory over the Hawks, 52-50. Craig Garner on the final possession in this ball game took a look at the clock, noticed the time was ticking down, turned around from the baseline and was able to hit, gave his team the win, dropped the streak of losses. The Pistons are right back in the chase for the playoffs. The Hawks, meanwhile, they had their first win last week. They were trying to get consecutive weeks with wins. They came very close, closer than many expected. They made it a ball game. They tied it up. It went back and forth. Teams streaked here and there, but the Pistons were able to come through in the clutch when it counted, and they got the victory. What an exciting game. I'll see you next time. This is Jim Foley signing off for the Malden Neighborhood Basketball League.